Hello, Ghosties! This is Pheno, and today we are back with another episode of Duelyst. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Angry Eggs deck. This is a deck that I played on stream on Friday and had a lot of fun playing. It is a combination of a deck that I've seen on the forums and a combination of some of the other decks that I have with the Hate Furnace, along with just some different cards that I wanted to personally put into the deck. So, we're running 3 Flash Reincarnations, 3 Amplifications, 3 Greater Fortitudes, 3 Cryptographers, 2 Diretide Frenzies, 3 Kujatas, 3 Young Silzar, 3 Kinetic Equilibriums. Kinetic Equilibrium is a card that we may or may not end up cutting from the deck. It's still in its test phase. And then we've got Murkblood Devourer, which is another card that may or may not get cut. Just because I haven't seen the full benefit of it, and I think there might be a couple other better 3-cost cards that we could put into the deck. Red Steel Minos times 3, Tectonic Spikes times 3, Thrax times 3, Hate Furnace times 1, Thunderhorn times 3, and Cherpuka times 2. The deck is a lot of fun. Cherpuka is another card that I've put in out of my own wanting to play Cherpuka. The card is adorable. I love the card, and its effect is very good, especially when dealing with some of the different quests. It's a really good way to lock down the Lionar quest line, just because they flood the board with a bunch of little minions. It's also really good for the, just in general, dealing with Abyssian. So I found that pretty good. It's statted a little poorly, but its effect is really good. And I think that we will start seeing Cherpuka spread. More people will probably be rocking it in the future. But in the meantime, I think it's just me, and I'm going to keep rocking it because it is a fantastic card. So we're gonna dive right on in. Valmont. All right. What do we got? Generations dwell within me. Time makes all things possible. That is a lot of Red Steel Minos. It's a very, very good way for us to get our questline procced very early. Especially if we pull a crypt. Alright. We are in a really good spot right now. So he's not running a quest. We are. Yeah, I think we dropped the Cryptographer. I think we're going to leave the Mana Tile. Do we leave the Mana Tile? I don't know if we leave the Mana Tile. I think we grab the Mana Tile. I'm going to replace one of them. Alright, Cherpuka. If we had grabbed the Mana Tile, we would have immediately lost our creature. And I don't really want to lose my Cryptographer right now. Vath is going to be able to heal up, or buff up very quickly. Next turn, going into 4 mana, we can drop a Red Steel and proc it. And potentially grab a Mana Tile in the process for a Greater Fortitude as well. Doesn't look like he's going to grab it. Okay, so him not grabbing that is very interesting. Let's block him away from the other mana. He's too far away from a Plasma Storm for this turn. He could have maybe pulled a Plasma Storm if we hadn't blocked off the mana tile down bottom. But next turn we can drop another Red Steel and proc our Bloodbound again, which is going to allow us to start ramping up our questline really quickly. I've actually successfully seen my questline get ramped up by the time I have 4 mana on this side of the board, which would be 5 mana on this side of the board. We didn't get as clean of a starting hand this time, but Red Steel, even though it does not say it within the quest line, Red Steel does in fact buff your quest line. Okay. So we're off to a really solid start. We've got an 8-6 and a 4-5 on the board. We've got our adorable little Chirpuka in hand. Not that he's been dropping a lot of minions, and we are kind of safe from the Plasma Storm. He could pop it. That's less ideal. We'll see if he trades into the Minos. Oh, he did trade into the Minos. Interesting. Okay. So let's replace Puka. It's not an ideal little hand. We have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. How close are we? 3 out of 5. I'm just buffing that to die, but it will put him... Alright, and that's our final proc, or we can do Bloodbound. So we have lethal. Unless he can take us down for 20 points of health, we've won the game. We're able to proc our quest with this, then drop Hate Face. Hate Furnace, any way that we want, and that gives us GG. A wonderful way to kick off the video. I really do like this deck. I think that it is a Magmar deck that I can actually play fairly well. A couple of my other hate decks weren't as successful. And I think that's the general. I think Starhorn doesn't synergize very well with me as a player. Whereas Ragnora, on the other hand, being able to get the different minions on the board, different creatures, definitely helps out a little bit. The eggs are nice. Is it double? I didn't know that it would double, but that's pretty impressive. I had no idea that would work. He was only 2 away. Rank 13. So I've been streaming this game quite a bit throughout the week. I did it 3 times last week. Feel free to tune in tonight at roughly 6:30, 7 o'clock Eastern time for some more fun streaming Duelyst. I look forward to it every week now. We're doing it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We are currently streaming Duelyst. I have not decided if I'm going to mix it up and play a different game every once in a while yet on those 3 days, but we'll see what happens. Another pretty solid starting hand. I'm going to cut Cherpuka. And I'm going to cut the Thrax. Maybe I should have held on to the Thrax. She's also not running a quest, so... Thunderhorn is quite nice. Especially going into next turn, we could potentially drop the Thunderhorn. We're going to replace the kinetic equilibrium, maybe? It's possible she drops some stuff that we actually would love to see take 2 damage. Cell Soul, not cool. That's not ideal either. So hopefully our red steel can survive the turn. The Cell Soul's a big body. It's a very early big body. It's a nice card. Definitely sets the tide for the game. It's also very tricky to remove turn 1 unless you have the proper cards to do so. And I'm assuming, by the way, that she is currently thinking her turn through. She was not expecting it to go down. It's a super cool general, though. Since they made crates free to open, no longer need keys, there's so much more customization and different generals out on the board now. Alright, you want to be like that? Is that it? The lack of our synergies that we're seeing with the current cards in our hand is not great. We are certainly at a disadvantage right now. Her artifact is gone, which I think is going to help out immensely. And the Thunderhorn is always a huge threat. That makes a little bit more sense. Don't really have a lot of great plays right now. I never have a lot of success against heal decks. I did manage to pull off a win during stream this week, but for the most part, a heal deck usually like takes me down. She's gonna do the same thing right here. No, she's gonna do nuke instead. Well played. We're not even remotely close to Thunderhorn. Yeah, we got nothing. We got nothing. Yeah, heal decks are really good if you know what you're doing. Anyway, I'm not very good with the heal decks, but yeah, they're legit, and they counter a lot of decks very effectively. Especially me, because they tend to just kick my ass every time I bump into one. And gets the utility that they provide. They provide a lot of very solid AoE damage while healing. That is a very nice board. The downside is by keeping this, we actually would end up hurting ourselves, I think. So let's cut those. Really needed a 2-cost minion. So that sets us back immediately. Oh, there he goes. He's gotten burnt. Alright, so we are up against a quester. Brome Quest is probably one of the most powerful. So we'll see what happens here. Considering he's already a third of the way into his quest. Just the fact that he's a third of the way into his quest already is bonkers. So we'll see. We have the Frenzy in hand, which is going to be very nice for clearing out all the little dudes. But because they're little dudes, he could just sacrifice them. Or he's going to lock me down with them. Locking me down would be the smart thing, just leaving him on the board and leaving me trapped. I say it would be the smart thing from the angle of he does not know what I have in hand. Chirpuka is a fantastic counter to this guy. It's a perfect card to actually pull right now. Because it's going to, every time he plays a little creature, we're going to get a little creature. We'll see if he's running any utility. He can kill the egg. It's a bit of a bummer that the egg will die, but it's not the end of the world. That minion, on the other hand, can ramp up to a scary level. If he can't kill the Minos, he's in trouble. Especially because he just ran a heavy hitter to us. Doesn't make much sense. Alright, so he's got the quest, which is not great. We've still got a good board. Him being able to trade so cleanly, though, at the end of every turn is going... Because anything that lives gets promoted. So, if he plays up to that, and he's careful about the way he moves going forward... He's only got one card in hand, too. But I think the thing that's going to be his downfall is the Minos that's continuing to just chill out on the board. But Brome with the quest is incredibly good. But he doesn't like this. He's not a huge fan of this dude here. What did he get? Alright. So we lost the provoke minion. Can I kill this? Alright, so let's do this. Let's move our general to here. Move him over to here. Move the big guy up here. Use the big guy to clear all of that. Move the provoke in 1. Drop Hate Furnace and kill him. And we killed him with Puka! Good little Puka! Woo! Oh, I love this deck so much. Really, I really do enjoy this deck a lot. But if you guys have any other fun little deck recommendations, I still haven't seen any good Ragnora decks. If you guys have any of those laying around, there was a Arcanist Songhai that kicked my ass on stream. So a Songhai deck would be a lot of fun. Anything you guys have that might be a little fun, stuff that you've been tuning out. I have a really good vet deck. I took the rep vet deck that I had and took out the Falcius and subbed in new cards from the expansion to kind of tune it up. It's actually really good. It doesn't run a quest, but it's very good. And I think it has the potential to really push. Hey, it's the same guy again. But this is going to be the last game for the video today. So let's see. It's the same healer that we played already. She is in gold. So I feel less crummy about losing to her. We're still not sitting on an ideal starting hand. Threyx turn 1 is not bad. The downside is that Threyx turn 1 gets removed. Ujata turn 1, though. So let's put the little Silzar here and the Kujata back here. So the poor little lizard dude may go out this turn. She's got to deal with the fact that he turns into an egg to successfully take him down, though. It's likely. I think True Strike costs 4. I hope True Strike costs 4. Provoke works. Provoke works. Yeah, let's see what he does. We could have easily swung into the provoke, but I don't think swinging right now is the right move. He could very well move the provoke over from his general, but then he won't be able to kill the Kujata because it'll go down to a 1-5. Hopefully this 6-8 is stalling him. Hopefully he doesn't have a way to deal with it. If we can keep the 6-8 Thunderhorn on the board, we're going to be in a spectacular position. Last time we played Kimmy, she was able to remove our high-powered hitters pretty early on, which left us kind of grasping for the rest of the game. The 6-8 Thunderhorn, though, has got to be a threat for her. Yeah, she's not a fan. She lost her zeal. So it's the same. She did the same pretty much thing that she did last game. I'm trying to position my minions in a way that makes it much harder for her to kill them. We currently have a very nice board. 2 damage to everything would allow our board to stay alive, but it would allow her to very easily clean up. Where she hasn't gained any extra attack either, we can actually buff our little celerity guy and go in for a big hit. Especially if that's her turn. Healing my own creatures for me, just to get the proc. I can't say it was nice to go about it that way, but so we'll most likely replace the kinetic equilibrium next turn. The 10-5 Thunderhorn definitely has her on the run, although he's still in a spot where she can remove it. There's a 2 damage to everything, which costs 4, I believe, right? That only costs 2. What? I thought for sure that costed more than that. Yeah, put a minion there. That'd be great. We're gonna get our revenge! Maybe! It's not over yet. Still not over. It's looking pretty over. Another True Strike, though, would put her in a very good spot. there's the Holy Immolate. That sucked. So now we're kind of in a rough spot. She's got 2 cards, so she has a card advantage. She's got a fairly large health advantage. She had exactly what she needed to nuke my board. I need something that can hit, like, just a little harder. Anything to hit just a little bit harder than what we have going on right now. So that won her the game. Yeah, I can't do anything now. Not unless we, like, pull the 1 power card we have. But even if we manage to... yeah, we're done. Yeah, she outlasted me very well, and in the end, I was unable to actually survive. We had a point. The Holy Immolation that she played won the game. I should have been more ready for it. I shouldn't have clustered my minions around. But hindsight is always 20/20. And it's a bummer. She took us down twice, which... just would put her at a better player than me. She definitely took us on twice successfully. It could just be also heal deck is just a flat counter to this deck. That's what it seems like. At least dying to it twice in a row. Good player. Well done, Kimmy. She's also hiding in gold, so the matchmaking might be a little, might not be enough people on right now. Just because of that. But let's open up 5 little orbs. Get some hopeful goodies. Nothing fun or new. Whoop. We almost bugged it out. We've got Bellow, Dust Drinker, Planner Foundry, and Orb Rider. Aurora's Prophet is not a bad card. Fits very nicely into any Arcanist deck. It's actually sitting in my Ragnora Arcanist deck, which is... I love the art on this card. It looks so good. Such a cool looking card. Bakanazori, Munch. Nice. No legendaries. Come on, we gotta pull a legendary. Come on. So yeah, this... Even though we went 2-2 today's video, I think that we played fairly well in that, honestly, the deck is very good. I like the deck a lot. 3 epics that are all, or I guess 2 are artifacts. I was going to say they're all artifacts. But, yeah, I think it was a lot of fun, and I really like the Angry Eggs deck. It is a lot of fun. It literally gets away with the gimmick of being an egg deck just because of the hero ability. Which is nice. I think maybe Vath could also work without the eggs. But the eggs are nice because it gives you just more stuff that you could potentially buff with your Thrax. And the Merc Blood, which is nice, even if we end up cutting the Merc Blood. Gargantuan Growth is crazy. I've actually thought about putting that in, because it is a buff card. I think it works as a buff card. It's a spell card that gives extra health. Dropping that on something that's really weak could be a lot of fun, and just watching it go to crazy levels. But Silence ruins Grow for the most part. Silence ruins most stuff, which makes me sad on the inside. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video today, please feel free to give it a like, give it a share. Let me know what you guys think of the deck we played today and the decks that we went up against. Do you think the heal deck is something you guys would like to see? Would you like to see a version of that run? See me play it awfully here on the channel? If so, let me know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and I will be streaming tonight between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. Thank you all very much for watching. Your continued support means the world to me, and as always, till the next video.